So before I conclude, I have time. Are there any questions? Are there any questions so far about evaluating? Any questions about evaluating? Because I'm really passionate about this. I love evaluating.
You said do not use the cliche, I'm happy to, I'll be happy to hear your next speech. What can we say? Because I'm notorious for that.
One of the things that I always do is I listen to the speech. Whatever is in their speech itself, I try to tie my closing into what they talked about. So for this one, for example, I'm talking about evaluations. I would say something to the speaker in essence of evaluations, like, Tanyika, that was a powerful evaluation workshop. And I'm sure that the next time that we hear evaluations like this, you're going to help other speakers be dynamic and powerful as well. Instead of just saying thank you for your last speech, you want to tie it in, Any other questions?
Yes, you suggested that when you're preparing your evaluation speech, you prepare it, with the structure, the body, the open, the body, and the close, and not necessarily reading from the questions that are in the manual. How do you tie that together? Because when you are evaluating someone, you're listening to them, and you're trying to answer the points that are in the book. After they speak, then you have a short while to then sort of put your notes together to make a speech. That is very tricky, and we find ourselves using the crutch of just working from the list of questions in the manual. How do you reconcile that?
Great question. That's why you read the manual beforehand, because what the manual allows you to do is to structure your evaluation. You know that they're going to talk about getting to the point, for example. So what I would do here is, as I'm looking through the project itself, it's kind of hard to see, but as I'm looking through the project, I would say something like, Faith, thank you for that speech this morning. What I'm going to focus on in your evaluation is I'm going to talk about selecting a speech topic that will determine your general specific purpose. I am also going to cover ensuring that your speech had a beginning, body, and conclusion. And then I also will look at whether you projected sincerity. Exactly. It comes from the book. So you're going to use this to frame your evaluation. And when you're sitting and you're listening, you're looking specifically for those points based on what's in the project. So that's going to provide you with the things that they did well and the things that they need to improve. Because you're focusing totally on the project itself.
Okay, so if I'm listening for that, then it's appropriate for me to make further notes to the speaker in the manual after the speech is over, not necessarily to speak from.
Correct. You don't have to go through each and every question when you're providing your evaluation. Take 1 to 2 or 3 points and then use that.
But sometimes it might be tricky if you're evaluating somebody that's probably advanced than you are, and you may not have the book the manual at home to look at it before you give the evaluation. When you attend this comment, you may be late or you work in late, you don't have time to do that. So how are you going to provide that?
Part of that is your responsibility as an evaluator. You should be contacting that speaker prior to the evaluation and asking them if they can provide you with a copy of the project. If they can't provide you with a copy of the project, talk to your vice president of education, because a lot of times, most of the advanced speakers have copies of these books, and we can put that in PDF format to provide to you. So make sure that you're getting an opportunity to look at it. Rhonda?
My question was just, you talked about speaking the truth in love. So what about when you're evaluating a speaker and there may be more things that you need to give the constructive criticism on than praises? How do you frame that in a way where you don't intimidate them or scare them off?
You don't have to tell them everything. You don't have to tell them everything. That's what the manual's for. That's what filling out the manual's for. So you want to make sure to put those additional things that you wanted to say that you did not say into the manual. My rule of thumb, and this is typically whether it's an experienced speaker or it's a less experienced speaker, I give at least 2 to 3 positives I give 2 constructive pieces of criticism or constructive pieces of evaluation, and then I sandwich that in at the end with something positive. So it's really no matter what level the speaker, it's usually 3, 2, 1. That's how I do it. Any other questions? Okay. So now, head.
Breath.
So when we're listening for your next dynamic evaluation or you're being evaluated, that's what we should be looking for. That these evaluations, because evaluations are so important in the sense that we get up here each and every time, we need to be motivated, we need to be uplifted. And I hope that after what I've shared with you today, that you will go out, you will do that for another speaker, and another speaker will do that for you. Madam Toastmaster.